All right, today is Friday, April 27, 2018. This is the meeting of the Kubernetes CSI implementation group. We're going to go through the agenda real quick. First up, PRs that need attention. I'm not sure if you had a chance to look at this, Luis.
No, sorry.
Okay.
I'll get that. I'll get
That's
that done
fine.
before this quarter is done.
No worries. It's pretty low priority.
Yeah.
PR and CSI test for sanity by external for node stage versus node unstaged. Last update was we were waiting.
You're still
Yeah,
waiting. I checked on that
still
today.
waiting on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and mark that as orange since it's in progress. Yeah. Okay.
It's been a while. I don't know if we should keep tracking it. Maybe we'll just put it somewhere else, and if they show up with it, then we can bring it here.
Yeah. I'd be okay dropping it. It's not super high priority.
Yeah, let's drop it.
If you want to drop it in the next one, feel free.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Bugs that need attention. CSI end-to-end tests are occasionally flaky. So I think you updated to 0.2.1. Is that correct, Luis?
Yes, it has not merged yet.
Oh, okay. So once that happens, hopefully we'll see these flakes disappear.
I saw the LGTM from Jan on it.
Okay.
So
Is it still awaiting LGTM from someone else?
I don't know. It's on the link. Just let's see on.
Probably linked to this issue.
No,
Yeah.
it's not linked to that issue. Sorry, I'll take care of that now.
Okay, no worries. Just poke me if you need an approval or anything like that.
Yep. Look, yeah.
Attacher timeouts. So this is a slightly bigger project around fixing the timeout logic for attacher. Basically adding timeouts and exponential back off. Currently, what the attacher does is when it calls out to a CSI driver for something like the controller publish call, it doesn't set any timeout. So the driver can take whatever amount of time that it wants to. And Jan's proposal is let's add timeouts and exponential backoffs. And the open question when we do that is what happens when the timeout occurs? Does the driver go ahead and terminate that operation and then restart it if the operation comes back, or does it leave it pending and then clean it up in the future if some other call is called to clean it up? And based on my discussions with Jan, we decided let the driver decide what's best for it, what works best for itself. And then on our side, in the external attacher, we should implement timeouts and exponential backoffs. I'm not sure Jan has the bandwidth to work on this. So we're looking for volunteers to help with this work. If anyone's interested in that, please reach out to me or Jan and we can help point you in the right direction. That's all we're tracking for bugs at the moment. Any miscellaneous updates from anyone?
No, not right now.
Okay. My update is that I'll be out of office the next 2 weeks. Next week I'll be at KubeCon, and then the subsequent week I'm visiting our London team. So I'll be out of office, and Luis will be running these meetings. So if you have any questions, please reach out to him. I'll be taking a look at email and Slack, but probably less frequently, so I might be a little bit unresponsive. With that, we can run through the tasks for Q2. Sidecar containers should output version when they come up. For the attacher, I believe Jan has sent out a PR.
Yep, and I reviewed it. And just asked for a little change on it. But once he's done, we're going to have either Jan do it or volunteers do the same thing on every one of the other three. I would prefer volunteers.
Okay.
Provisioner, driver registrar, and liveness probe.
All right, cool. That's good progress. Again, if you're watching this and you're interested in participating, here's another opportunity. Reach out to Luis or Jan, and they can point you in the right direction for this one. Block volume support. I saw a couple of messages come through from Vlad and Aaron. Vlad, you want to give an update on that?
Sure. I did open the the feature. So I'm not sure what's going to happen if it's because it was a day or two late, I believe.
Yeah, as long as the milestone is on there, I think it'll be okay.
No, so that's the thing. I'm not sure how to get that on there.
Oh, okay. Ping me the issue, and I'll throw the milestone on there. And if anybody complains, I'll talk to them.
All right. So yeah, and then like as you said, I've reached out to Erin to kind of pick her brain a little bit, and then since now before we didn't have an implementation, but now we have a few implementations, it'll make it easier to kind of see what's going on in GCP, AWS, and others, and basically use that as a starting point for the CSI internal plugin. That's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep.
Topology work, I'm still slacking on this. I've been focused on the KubeCon presentations I'm going to be giving. So I plan to focus on this once I come back from KubeCon.
That's topology support for CSI.
Correct. Topology support for in CSI spec.
Yeah, not for Kubernetes. Yeah.
Correct. Liveness repo release branch and versioning needed. I think this is something that
I edited that.
Pointed out.
I'm doing that. I'll take care of it.
Have you gotten to it yet, or this is?
No, I just wrote that today, and that was from 2 days ago. So I will be taking care of that by next week.
Perfect. Thanks. Kubelet device plugin integration. Vlad, I don't think you've had a chance to take a look at that.
No, I have not, and so yeah, I'll reach out to you over Slack.
Okay.
To get some ideas about this one.
Sounds good. And do we have Felipe on the call by any chance today? Yes, we do. Hey, Felipe.
Hello. Sorry for not giving any updates.
Hey, no worries.
Project's been going really hard here, but I haven't started my task yet. I've talked to Sergey today on Slack. I'll start next week, and if I encounter any problems, I'll talk to him. And if by any chance I don't manage to do it at all, he will take it over.
Cool. Next up is finding a permanent home for unknown important drivers. There's a proposal out for this. I think this is just going to be probably later down in the quarter.
Yep.
Cool.
Probably definitely, but the week where you come back probably be the decision week. So.
Okay. Sounds good. Entry volume plugins will be deprecated. Design underway by David and Jan. David, do you want to give an update?
Yeah. So Jan and I have been working on this. I'd say we have a pretty good idea of what the general flow will look like. I think what remains to be done is just kind of ironing out some details, such as like how to deal with version skews, upgrade, downgrade, all these types of like kind of weird things that might happen. And so we're working through those, but I think maybe we could do some sort of design discussion at some point. I don't know if face-to-face or if I
think face-to-face would be a perfect place to do it. I think it's a big enough issue and it affects storage SIG, it affects CSI.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very large design, so doing a full 2-hour design review at the face-to-face.
Sure, yeah, so I think we know enough about it now that we can talk about it in an intelligent way, at least. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Cool.
Is the design link or the link to the design document?
I can add that there. You just assign me to something.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Snapshots. Xing, do you want to give an update here?
Yeah, so I opened a new PR that resolved the issue. Now people can view it. Thanks, Luis, for the suggestion. So I have, there are some comments, so I addressed them. Saad, if you get the chance and you're busy,
sure.
you can
I can take a look.
Great. Yeah, to see if basically one thing is the all those long comments about secrets, right? So because I got a review comments from I think it's Julian to put them all together, so I made that change. So
back and forth.
So you prefer them to be separate. So I didn't change it yet. So what is your suggestion? You want me to move them back to those, or just keep them?
The reason I like having the comments in the proto on this on the fields themselves is you don't really need to go and look at the spec.md file in order to understand what the requirements for that field are. You just look at the generated proto file, and with each field you have the exact requirements for it. Versus having to go and like dig through the comments in the MD file, that seems worse to me. So that's why I'd prefer this. But if there's if Julian pushes back very strongly,
I am in complete agreement with that, 100%.
With Saad, is that
yes, the comment should go with the code. A separated document is already broken.
Okay, I can do that, and no problem. So let's
maybe
see,
reach out to Julian offline and discuss with him that way.
That's the problem. I don't know how to reach out to him. He is it email or what? How do I?
Slack is usually how I.
Is he on Slack? It's not on
It's hard to find. I remember looking for it at one point.
Is there a different Slack channel for the CSI or no? I don't know. If it's we don't have a separate channel for CSI community, isn't it?
Can you ping me on Slack and I'll see if I can give you his contact information.
Okay. All right.
And I'll also take I'll also go ahead and review this PR. I think this PR tends to attract so many comments, it just gets ridiculous.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I just opened and there are a few new comments. I'm like, oh, I hope we get a merge before we see another unicorn.
Submit.
So, okay. So I will ping you and then.
I was just saying there is a CNCF, what's it called, Workgroup or storage channel, which almost nobody's on.
Oh.
So I was just saying there is one, but I don't think he'll be on that one.
Yeah, it's probably me. He may not be. I don't remember seeing him on that meeting. So so this is one thing. So you want me to change now and you want me to ask first before I make the change?
Ask first. I don't want you to do unnecessary work. If Julian pushes back very hard. Tell him that Saad and Luis really think that it should be this way. What do you think?
Okay.
If it's worth setting up a meeting, it might be worth it.
Would it better just to if I send an email to him and CC you too so that you all see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it.
Okay. Yeah, if you can, I will ping you and then you can
ping me and I'll send you his email address and then we can just do it on offline.
Okay, that probably will be easier.
Let the flame war begin.
Okay, and the other one, what is the other one? Oh, the other one is the snapshot size. So basically the definition that I have there is it's kind of based on the definition I see on Google Cloud API document.
Yep.
They're saying, okay, so you should use the size of the snapshot, which is actually if you go to the comments, if you go to the comment section, the
next one.
Not in here, but I added some comments there. If you go to the review comments, basically I explained why I didn't say it's restore size. I basically used where is that? It's your. It's hard to find.
This one.
Not this one. This is a James has another comment. I think it's snapshots. If you search for here. Okay. Basically, okay, you're saying change that from disk size of the snapshot to disk size of the restore snapshot. So I was saying basically I was looking at the Google Doc. It was saying API doc.
Yeah.
It talked about two sizes, right? So it looks like exactly that's the problem we're having. The first one, they call it disk size GB. That is the size of the snapshot in GB. Mm-hmm. The other one is the storage bytes, which is the size of the storage used by snapshot. That one actually can change. But then if you look at another one, when they create volume from snapshot, it actually says it should specify a size GB that is that must be no less than the size of the snapshot. So So we have to know basically it's the disk size GB that we need. So that's why I just changed it to, I just say it's the size of the snapshot now, because we're actually not really using GB with bytes, right? So it's
So
the
the
size.
concern with the size of the snapshot is, like you said, it could be variable, right? If I create a snapshot and it's...
So no, the variable one is the second one. If you look at it's the storage bytes so this one is the one that is variable. So the one that we need to use is the one above, which is the disk size GB that does not change actually.
Yeah, I think these Google descriptions actually kind of suck. We need to improve those. I still think we should go with the so disk size of the snapshot.
So I changed it to just the size of the snapshot. I removed disk. So it's basically the size of the snapshot.
So even size of the snapshot in isolation is a little bit confusing to me, because it could mean the size of the current iteration of the snapshot, which could be a few kilobytes.
So it's the full size. So what I want to say is the full size.
Yes.
Basically. So how do I? Okay.
So I thought maybe disk size of the restored snapshot, but how about size of the complete or full snapshot? Restored made sense to me, but if you come up with a better word.
Confused when I'm thinking about restore, I'm a little confused. It's like you want to restore that to a volume, or what? That's why I'm a little confused about that side. What should I say?
It's up to you. If you can come up with some way to describe like the complete full snapshot, not just like this little iteration of it.
Okay, so complete size, maybe just say the complete size of the snapshot. Is that better?
That works.
Hope that won't confuse that to you.
Okay, that works.
Okay, so I will update that. I will just change it to complete size of the snapshot. Okay. Yeah, this size is pretty confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I will change this one and then email Julian for the other one. I think I addressed the other comments that you have.
Okay. And everybody else's comments are...
Yeah, I addressed. Basically, James has one comment. He has one comment. He says, I can actually do later because that one, like this one, because it's not something that is already used in the CSI. So we'll take some time to incorporate that one, because I tried it. I need to spend some time on that one. So he said actually you can do that one as another PR or something. So right now the snapshot size will be a message that we define. So that one is already. So this one I said is bytes because the volume we use bytes.
Got it.
So I changed it to, because I think somebody else asked me to remove bytes. So James said add it back. So that's fine.
At the Kubernetes quantity API. Incorporate something similar that allows us to do different types of prefixes.
Oh, okay. But because the volume already use bytes, so I said, okay, we'll just use bytes because it's,
Yeah, that seems reasonable to me.
Okay, so that one, I clarified that one. I think, So I think there is another one. He also says just open an issue because it's not really specific to snapshot. So
Okay. Cool. Okay. Great work on this. I know this is probably very painful.
It's okay. Yeah.
All right.
That is Cinder, so.
Yeah. CSI driver for AWS is Jan is trying to find an owner. He's been talking to SIG AWS. They're moving slowly but interested in owning it, so hopefully they get around to it. Dynamic max volume count a month has a lot of discussion on the associated PR. Please take a look at that. It's in the CSI repo. Moving CSI Sanity to spec repo, we agree that we're going to move it, and this will probably be something we'll do a little bit later down the quarter. There's a handful of items down here that are unassigned. Actually, Ilias agreed to work on figuring out the persistent local volume stuff. I don't think he's on the call today. But the ephemeral volume item is still unassigned. Basically, this is figuring out if we can, the way that CSI is currently defined and the way that Kubernetes CSI works, can you write ephemeral volume plugins such as empty dir in CSI? Ideally, you should be able to, and the work item here is to go in and verify whether it's possible. If not, figure out what the blockers are, and use that as for us to figure out what we should do to make sure that ephemeral volumes work well. Similar with persistent local volumes. Then we have a requirement to get rid of external attacher. This is very low priority and probably unlikely to happen. So I wouldn't mind if this doesn't get picked up. How does it integrate? How does our design integrate into the CSI calls, validate volume capability, get capacity, list volume? So these are 3 calls that CSI exposes that our Kubernetes components never call. And the open question here is figure out if there's a way we can incorporate them, if it makes sense or not. Again, not super high priority. If we don't get to it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. We have a couple of CSI drivers that we didn't get a chance to update in the last quarter. So they're out of date and don't work with the current version of CSI, which is 0.2. One is the flex volume adapter, which is an adapter between a flex driver and a CSI driver. And the second is an iSCSI driver. So I think Shubiksha?
Yeah, it's Shubiksha.
Shubiksha agreed that she's going to take a look at some of these. She's going to start working on a bug and ramp up, and then explore some of these and possibly pick them up. Is that right?
Yep.
Cool. So we have potential volunteers for this, but there's plenty of work here. So if anyone else is also interested, feel free to reach out to me or someone else in this group. That's all I have for today. Next meeting is going to be Wednesday. Again, I'll be out for that, and Luis is going to run that. Any other questions, concerns, comments?
I have a quick.
Sure.
I was wondering if we've been thinking about how to expose metrics in CSI and whether the drivers themselves need a mechanism for exposing metrics, or like a standardized mechanism for exposing metrics.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. It is something we should consider before GA. I know the larger discussion of volume health monitoring and metrics is on the agenda for SIG storage this quarter. What I'd like to see is for that design to shake out first and then propagate into CSI rather than CSI try to define it and push it up into SIG storage.
Makes sense.
It'll probably be a good discussion for the face-to-face though.
Okay.
I think we had this discussion at the last face-to-face and it didn't really go anywhere. The problem there was that we were conflating the monitoring and health checking of a volume with actually trying to fix it, which made the design completely unfeasible. And the only decision that we made at the end of that meeting was that it should be 2 separate designs, one on how to expose this information and then a separate design on what to do with it if you want to do some sort of automated fixing of the volumes. So great topic to discuss at the face-to-face.
Sure. Yeah, we should talk about that.
Cool. Anything else?
Will there be an attempt to meet next week since so many of us will be in Copenhagen?
That is a great idea. I haven't organized anything. Would you be interested or willing to do that?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, I mean,
no pressure.
actually,
if you get to it, it'd be cool. Otherwise, we could do an impromptu.
Yeah, maybe an impromptu. Nothing
Yeah.
formal.
Okay.
I'll just Slack people and.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right, and I think there's a list in the SIG storage agenda of the folks who are attending.
Yeah.
So we can probably reach out to them and create a little Slack group or something.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.